When you ask someone their favorite game genres, you're bound to get different answers out of a lot of people. Some may like the intricacies and satisfying movement of fighting games. Some may love the movement possibilities and speed of a platformer. Some may be more focused on the story with RPGs, difficulty with Souls-likes, the infinite replayability of roguelikes and lights alike. While game genres might not be the most fitting things sometimes, it's always interesting to hear someone give you a top 3 or so of what they look for in a game. However, I've always had kind of a weird answer to this. While RPGs are undeniably my top 1 spot, seriously, my Steam library would send your average Nintendo reviewer into cardiac arrest, my number 2 goes to something a bit more unconventional. Y'all fuck with party games? The party game genre is a bit weird, considering there's a lot of different types of games that could be played at a party. I mean, I assume. I don't exactly get invited to a lot of them, but I don't imagine pulling up to the function rocking Octopath Traveler would make a good first impression. But I could imagine games like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros, or even something more simple like game show games would work well in a party setting. But when you think of party games, those aren't what comes to mind. Simply put, when you think of party games, typically your mind will jump to one of 2 things: Mario Party or not Mario Party Mario Party. Sure, the prevalence of Mario Party likes have diluted the appeal of the genre. There are many other types of party games to explore though. It's a genre that's main appeal is dumb fun, and because of that, people don't exactly take its game design seriously. Hi, I'm Indigo, and allow me to take you through a stroll of some of my favorite modern-ish party games, to try to convince you that these games aren't bargain bin shovelware anymore. Wait, do people even say shovelware anymore? The hell does slop mean? Just like any other genre, party games can be combined with any other genre in the world to give new and innovative takes on the genre that's designed to make you call your friends up hole, or even and smelly to boot. While you may only know of the traditional party games, let me beam into your mind a cognition of what would happen when you combine the party genre with something like a platformer. That mystical magical game actually exists in our real world. You don't have to dream it up. For if you are to scour through the Steam store on your computer of choice, you'd find one game titled Ultimate Chicken Horse on Steam. This game is awesome. 1/3 level creator, 1/3 platformer, 1/3 party game. It's a masterpiece. Ultimate Chicken Horse is split into 2 phases, building and platforming. The way it works is simple. Goal is here, you get to there. But you also have to stop your opponents from getting there. And to do that, you basically need to find the sweet spot, a level just hard enough for you to win that you think your opponents can't. A game like this lives and dies based off of its subtle balance. You'd think balancing a party game would be quite the worthless effort, as it's just a title intended to make fun, but there's so much at play here. The wiki itself says there's 7 types of items, and I quote, many different blocks, ranging from simple platforms to deadly traps. I mean, I've never been lied to from a fandom wiki before, so it's gotta be true. There's wrecking balls, spinning platforms, black holes, a flower that would not be out of place in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and while you end up placing a ton of things over them, each base level layout is unique in its own way, adding to what you might want to build around. With my favorite being this abandoned house with this elevator. It always ends up being this tiny cramped platforming challenge, just filling this madhouse with random bullshit until someone gets fed up and threatens to blow it all up. And that's the energy I try to bring to every house party.
Oh, hey there. Are you new here? It's nice to meet you. I'm Phoenix.
If everyone here keeps fucking yapping, I'm blowing this place to Kingdom Come! Ultimate Chicken Horse is one of the simplest yet most ingenious ideas ever. Really, it feels like the game struck lightning in a bottle with the base concept and just kept adding on objects and levels from there on out. Also new little goobers for you to play as, don't forget that. I believe there's also a competitive scene to this game, but I know nothing about that. But really, I have no grounds to judge people for taking a party game too seriously. I just think it'd be really funny having to rage queue a game where the flowers have hands, hockey pucks are deadly, and you can die to a flaming tennis ball. At the end of the day, if you like platformers and need a game for when you and your buddies hang out on Discord after a long stressful day of working at the big muddy metal pipe factory, then this game is for you. I mean, it's certainly for me, but that's obvious at this point. I made like 2 videos on just this game at this point with my friends. Speaking of friends, if you have those, you might have noticed that most party games only allow for so many, typically the number being around 4. And honestly, that's a shame. I mean, if party games are meant to be played at a party, surely you have more than 4 people there who want to partake in some amount of video gaming. And while most games don't really have you covered, the messiah of the party does. That's right, we're talking about... Hey, guys, we should play Jackbox sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Cool.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be neat. Are we actually gonna?
Jackbox, a party game monolith featuring 11 main party packs, 1 adult party pack, which I seriously cannot imagine being any different than most groups typically playing Jackbox. And with 5 games per party pack, there's bound to be something in it for everyone. Anyone up for a good round of, bracketeering? There's games where you draw, games where you have to sleuth out your opponents, games where you have to
Get it on.
and my favorite types of games where you just full-on improv. I think Jackbox is a wholly unique type of party game. While it's seen competition from the likes of Nintendo's very own Everybody 1-2 Switch, that game was actually dogshit, and these all have at least something of value in each of them. I know I brought up the sheer variety of games in Jackbox, but it really cannot go understated. While all of these can create such wonderful lifelong memories such as... Even the smaller, more laid-back Jackbox game can be an awesome way to cap off a night. Almost every time I play with friends, Fibbage gets thrown around, a trivia game in which you try to throw your opponents off the right answer by creating lies. It's a surprising example of a Jackbox game where the main goal isn't to throw a gut punch to cause a laugh, which makes it all the better when the answer to it is some inane bullshit. Hell, one of my favorite Jackbox games for a long time was Devil in the Details, a game that isn't trying to be funny at all. It's instead all about being as greedy and selfish as you can get away with towards your friends. There's also Trivia Murder Party as well as a good, less silly, more interesting trivia game. If you can ever find the right group of people who are available sometime to play Jackbox, it's one of the most hilarious things ever, as evidenced by a mountain of YouTube content. As long as one person owns the games, it's free for everyone else to join in. That ease of access makes it one of the best party games ever made. Hell, I've seen Twitch streamers with no friends just stream playing Jackbox with their community, which is probably why they added the audience feature, for if you have more than the allotted player base to join each Jackbox game. They get to vote on any answers and feel like they're still a part of the game. I feel like Jackbox is the only party game that I've actually heard being played at parties. Sure, every party's gotta have Smash Bros or Mario Kart, but I'm talking true blue party games. Most of the ones I could mention are mostly played over Discord with long-distance friends when you just want something to all play together. And while I'd love to get into even more party games, seriously, there's some obscure shit I'd love to nerd out about, maybe in some sort of part 2, I don't know. I just have a point to make. That's right, the video maker has something important to say. Just wait until I grow limbs and start crossing my arms at the camera. There's been a recent prevalence of a game genre, which, when inspected, is eerily close to my beloved party games. A genre focused around fun via friends online. A sort of e-party game. A genre which has taken the world by storm the past few weeks, and with a name that pisses me off to no end to boot. My dear viewers, I tell you this. Friendslop games are just party games! Now, when I say this, you might have 2 reactions. Either the synapses in your brain fired in just the right way to make you experience the same thought process I've had about this, or you're adamant that these 2 genres are completely different. Friend-likes, I refuse to use the word slop on these, are multiplayer games designed to be played over an internet connection with your best buds, focusing on randomness and wacky antics that can net you sweet, sweet internet points for clip farming. The main difference between party games and friend-likes would be the design philosophy behind them. While most party games are designed to work both on and offline, friend-likes are pictured with online as the only possibility. But you can still play most party games online. Hell, that's what I've been doing this whole video. In fact, the idea that party games as a genre are limited to offline has been wrong ever since the days of Super Mario Party on Switch. Or hell, before that, if you want to count Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart as partial party games, they were online in the Wii era. I first heard of this game genre through a game called Lethal Company, a survival horror game in which you and whatever friends who roped you into this have to survive an alien planet, while collecting enough resources to sell at the end of the week to make quota by selling it to, whatever the hell is behind here, I don't know. While I'm not too much a fan of Lethal Company, I'm too much of a bitch to ever truly get into something that's horror adjacent, I can give credit where it's due that it truly popularized the friend-like game genre, or the e-party game genre. Fuck it, man, I don't know at this point. However, while it popularized the genre, I wouldn't call Lethal Company the first e-party game. Hell, I wouldn't even consider it the first horror e-party game, as I'd give that award to Phasmophobia, a game which I am even more terrified of because this time it's... Through these games' success, we've gotten more games like Peak, Repo, Content Warning, and the recently released Super Battle Golf, alongside, I'm sure, many other that I'm forgetting and or haven't played. Hell, if we really want to make some people mad, I could sit up here and talk about Among Us for a few minutes like you've never heard of it. Who knows, maybe I could even throw in Golf with Your Friends, or, well, remember Fall Guys? I've seen a lot of people act negatively towards this game genre recently, but quite honestly, it's the most harmless thing to be upset about. It's why I refuse to give this genre the moniker of slop, as in my mind, even the worst of this genre still has some merit as long as it brings a smile to your face. Out of the e-party game grouping, I'd say the only one I have a real affinity for is Peak. It's all about climbing a randomly generated mountain each day with your buds while wild shit is happening on your track. And if you die, you're either dead for good or gotta wait to be revived at a checkpoint. It's got this cutesy aesthetic to its characters, and the environments are genuinely good looking when you get down to it. There's also more updates coming out for the game, as the lead studio is incredibly based in its transparency. While it isn't a live service game, they're willing to work on it until it's in the best state it can be, which is really commendable. With the expansiveness of the party genre in the modern day, blending into these Discord friend group games, is it really fair to give them the reputation they've had all this time? Yeah, a lot of shovelware is made up of bargain bin, bottom-of-the-barrel party game attempts, but there's games like that in every genre. Games, at the end of the day, are here to give us a break from reality in whatever way they possibly can. Whether it's through laughs, through worlds that grip us, through challenges that give us something else to focus on. Party games are always going to be a top genre for me. They've got so much to them that goes completely understated, and it truly is a shame in my eyes. And now that this Friendslop genre has taken off, the typical party game is going to be seen more and more restrictively as just Mario Party, when it can be so much more. In the end, genres are bullshit!
Twister, moist with roistering. Take it up, step aside, see the one effects as effects, take a bow to the moon.